Let me break Mr. O'Reilly's balderdash down a bit. President Trump never damaged the rule of law. Our criminal justice system is still in place. Unless, of course, you are referring to the lawfare that was used against him. Over and over again. That he survived. Now this he did do. But I'm trying to figure out what he did wrong. What due process was lost? Every American still has a right to a trial by jury. Every American still has a right to a lawyer. Every American can still avoid cruel and unusual punishment. And every American can face their accuser. Seriously, what rights were taken away? Yes, a momentary shift in the market means that retirement is gone forever. Also, he is not cheering when pensions disappear like Tampon Tim did. And lower taxes means you get to save more. So who are you going to believe, the media who lied about everything or your lying eyes? Name me one constitutional right that Americans have lost under President Trump. Go ahead. I will wait. Oh, that is right. He took away none. Because unlike Democrats, he believes in freedom over coercion. Mr. O'Reilly just loves his balderdash. Let me break Miss Sorensen's drivel down a bit. This is definitely not a hands-off protest. They are being way too civil to be paid protesters. That is projection at its finest. Recall the smart cities that the World Economic Forum wanted to build, one of which was conveniently located in the same spot as the Maui fires. Dictators need big government. Name one fascist who wanted limited government. The only people who are losing their Social Security are those 150 years old and above. Furthermore, President Trump repeatedly said that he would not touch Medicare and Medicaid, even though that should be under the control of the states. Again, projection at its finest. Social engineering is the goal of socialists, not de facto libertarians. Miss Sorensen just loves her drivel. The problem is that countless farms were burned to the ground, and countless birds were killed over this bird flu nonsense. Then the price went down when we bought eggs from other countries, who conveniently were not dealing with the bird flu. Yes, food is free under communism, if you can get it. Apparently Mr. Bennett is not talking to farmers. At least the farmers who I saw on the news. And those where I live are honestly not worried. Even my local grocer is not concerned. However, if these other countries lower their tariffs, American farmers will have more people to sell to, and thus make more money, more profit. That explains why Democrats are freaking out. We do have courts for deportation and others are known criminals. 1 week of economic turmoil and now things are rebounding. How about those federal agents start working at the state level? I am sure that California and North Carolina could use a state version of FEMA that protects them and not the illegals. Preventable diseases that keep you homesick for a few days is not a reason to tank the American economy. All in all, things are looking amazing. Let me break Mr. Bowling's gibberish down a bit. It looks more like he is dumping illegals into America's heartland, just like Brandon dropped them off by military plane in the dead of night, rather than deporting them. 1 down and 3 to go. Well, considering no such tape exists, we can ignore that last panel. Mr. Bowling's Trump derangement syndrome keeps him from being up to date. Either way, the tariffs are based on what tariffs the other country has. There's not much need for math, so swamp creatures who cannot balance a budget should be happy about that. Another 1 down and 2 to go. Actually, things are turning around after the correction. You do not judge the economy based on 1 bad week in the stock market. Another 1 down and only 1 to go. Actually, it is countries that are coming to President Trump wanting to make a deal. They are begging him to lower the tariffs by promising to lower their tariffs. It is the art of the deal. And with that, they are all gone. Mr. Bowling just loves his gibberish. If President Trump really was on Putin's side, 1, this would have started during his first term. 2, he would just let the war continue rather than trying to negotiate peace. 3, this is just more Russia collusion nonsense that comes from Trump derangement syndrome. There is just no angle where this cartoon makes sense. If America truly is the policeman of the world, it would make sense that we are paid for our services. We are providing them with lots of equipment, and according to some sources, personnel. Imagine a city that decided not to pay its police. That is stealing their time, energy, and resources. Either way, I'm not sure why we need to be involved in European affairs. After all, George Washington warned that something like this would happen. It is normally against my policy to censor these cartoons. However, if you want to see the original, be my guest. Either way, apparently someone with Trump derangement syndrome, not only saying that he agreed with President Trump on some things, but saying that President Trump wanted to hear his perspective is an anathema to people like Mr. Jones. There are multiple countries begging him to remove the reciprocal tariffs, like the ones that they previously placed on us, something that this artist is acutely unaware of. I have mentioned before that one of my worst qualities is giving people more benefit of the doubt than I should. Cartoons like this one have been circulating the internet for over a week now. While it is true that they have slowed down, they have not stopped, even though the economy is getting better. The problem is that Trump derangement syndrome is so bad for some people that they have decided that once a problem pops up that it will always exist. And that is the saddest part of all.